Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This time we have here the Super Saiyajin Son Goku from SH Figuarts, and I say it, Super Saiyajin. That's the way I grew up. I'm from Mexico, so I heard from the Latin America dub, and is the pronunciation is the way in Japan is called the Saiyans. Oh well, Saiyajin. And this figure, well, just came today, and I was very excited to have on my hands this figure because when I saw it a few months ago, well, I was amazed because of the frame of the figure and the frame of the body looks massive, looks like that part of the anime. And this is from, of course, Dragon Ball Z, and from the Frieza saga, and on the Battle of Namek. And the Imagination just announced recently, a few days ago, the figure that will accompany this and will is the full power, full power, Frieza. And I'm really excited for that figure as well. This Dragon Ball is my second. Well, it's not my second. It's one of my two favorite anime, and I don't have a lot of figures from Dragon Ball, but and well, I really like that show, and I grew up with that show. And well, as I said, when I saw this, I said to myself, "You have to have it," because I missed on the Warrior Awakening Son Goku, which is from the same saga and just with more clothes, of course. And these figures, well, I hope and you enjoyed this review. This is my very first Dragon Ball review on the channel. It's not my first SH figures, which is well is yeah, Anakin Skywalker from Episode 3. So let's check out the box. Very um, very beautiful with this screaming Goku. And this part of the anime is when Frieza remember the way he killed Krillin, and Goku said if he is referring to Krillin, and I really like this. And when I saw the pose on the promotionals and the conventions, well, I was sold with this figure. So here's on the side, on the top here with one of the expression is that with the smirk here, very nice. And the window we can see the figure, of course, part of the accessories, all of the hands and a few face plates and a few hair parts on the back. Yeah, more of the figure. So yeah, very I'm very excited for this figure. So let's crack this open, and yeah, please, a kindly reminder, leave a like if you enjoy this kind of content, and subscribe to my channel if you really like what I'm doing here. More will be coming. So this is how Goku looks out of the box with all of its accessories. It came with five extra pair of interchangeable hands, three extra face plates, and a couple of hair. This is a complete change from the hair for the hair, and just a part for the front of the head of the hair, and this Kamehameha effect, which I believe is reused from other figures, and I'm sure because I own a Super Saiyajin 4, and this came and with that figure just in red. So let's check out the hands and this. Oops, it fell one. Okay, but this is basically the same. Looks very very good. And here we have this pair of hands. These have some pegs to put the Kamehameha effect in this peg hole, and it's just for one of the hands depending where you want to put this. Very nice. Let's put it that way. These stretch out hands. Very good. This is like a semi dragon claw hands. Oh, another fell off. I'm sorry. And this is just the regular dragon claw. Very nice. Have some, I believe the hands have some scratches. I don't know if this is perceptible on camera, but yeah. And the faces here. Oops, it's gonna fall. Very nice. Looks just like taken out from the anime. And here, amazing detail. Pretty amazing. So let's check out the figure, and I really like this version. It's just the idol, I believe. Just looking to Frieza, pissed off. It looks very nice, just like the anime. The the head and the hair sculpt is, I believe, is just completely new, and is based from that part of the anime, from the anime. But these parts, when they sculpt into the hair, well, I don't think is from that era on the anime. Maybe it's a combination from the remake on Super, Dragon Ball Super, when Trunks is introducing again in the Goku Black saga. So yeah, the body has some scratches, very nice, and looks amazing. I really like it. Here looks like a gap, just a sculpture in the muscle on the back, scratches. And one thing you and everyone knows that is that, well, the imagination doesn't put a lot of paint detail on the figures, especially on this kind of battle damage figures, because, well, it's supposed to be almost covered in blood, but this is very clean. And I don't mind it a lot, but yeah, it's an issue from the imaginations. And well, let's put this on the side. And well, this figure looks great, but I'm finding some trouble to maintain the standing. I believe is from this part. It's very pronounced. From other versions of the character, well, it doesn't have this issue. But I believe is for the sculpt of the shoe that doesn't allow him to sit that well, and the part of the shoe is like too much. I don't know. So let's talk about the articulations. As I said, I own a Super Saiyajin 4, which I'm gonna show you in a moment when the comparison is ready to go. And I have some trouble with that figure in the articulation on the elbow and on the elbow. I'm sorry, from the shoulder and the diaphragm. It was just too stiff on that figure. But this I have not found any trouble on the articulation side. Rotate very nice, doesn't squeeze a lot, and have some good range of the articulation. Maybe this part is hindered. So yeah, and this part is on the third articulation is kind of soft. And one thing I don't appreciate from this is this when we sprayed when you use the butterfly articulation, well, it leave you with a gray gap here on the chest. It looks very bad. But well, I'm not planning to posing like that, of course. But it's an issue that one can find and say, well, it's a terrible figure, but in reality, it's not. Just a detail of the sculpture. So yeah, it's a little trouble. I have some trouble to maintaining standing in a stand position. So I hop in more in uh, another pose. You will maintain the figure and standing. So yeah. So I want to try to maintain him just to show you how trouble I found. And yeah, it's not. So let's try some poses and at the end some comparisons. Of course, I have like 4 such figures and I want to show you as well. So yeah. So before I was talking about the ankles here, I have some trouble with the figure to maintaining standing here, but and out of the box the figure came with this like this. And while I was playing with the figure, I discovered that you can move the ankle forward like this, okay, and backwards. So yeah, and out of the box directly it came like this. So it unbalanced the figure, and if we put the the ball joint in the middle, well, it helps a lot to with the balance. So the figure doesn't have any issue with the standing back itself. And here we have it next to the very first SH figure, Super Saiyajin Goku, and the Saiyajin Rise on Earth. And these figures of course, is the very first, and it shows on the articulations and on the even on the paint details have some shades here, and on the face, and the sculpt is looks outdated, and comparing to, of course, to the newest release. And the frame of this figure, the body and the muscles looks massive next to this one, but they look great together. And but of course this figure is superior in the articulation and department. And but I really like this figure. I really like this figure. Is the very first SH figures I bought a few years ago, and for a long time it was the only one I have. And yeah, about this figure, well, one of the things I want to talk, and I didn't on what I was showing the figure, is the color of the gi of the pants. Is looks great here on camera, but in person is more like a fluorescent orange, and this is too yellowish. And I don't know why the imaginations was is has been unable to get a proper color from the clothes of Goku in Super Saiyan, comparing to, of course, the Saiyajin rise on Earth. Looks great. Is a is this body is closer to this, but this is the body 2.0, I believe. And yeah, and this is from the same saga than this, because of the key, of course, with the Go kanji. And one of the things we can use to identify uh, Goku from Frieza saga is the shoes, and this part is yellow here, like this, and from Cell saga is red. I believe the Warrior Awakening is red, but that figure is based on an art, a piece of art, and yeah. So of course this figure is very nice, and I really like this. So let's put this to aside, and next to with I want to talk about this face because, well, it looks great. It's very sharp here on the cheeks, so you can almost see like they just cut off this part. On the front, it looks amazing, but I really think that this face is just for this part of this option of hers, because it's too long. So if you try to put it on like a idle position, well, it just leave you with no neck, so it looks kind of odd, and like that. And for example, next to the screaming expression from the very first SH figures, for example, it looks great here. Of course, here it has a birdie tail. Of course, in the mouth, it looks amazing. But if you put it and like this, it looks kind of odd because it's very concave here. Just the nose is just too away from the rest of the face. And for example, in this part, it just looks. I really like. I like more this because it's just. It doesn't look like this concave like this. And yeah, the Super Saiyajin 4. Maybe this is closest to this on design, but for example here on the pants, and the sculpture is different, of course, uh, and the battle dimension. But on design wise, I mean, for example here, how the the pants articulate and how much is it covers this part. I really like this figure. The both looks amazing with the wide shoulders, very muscular. But as I said, and as I remember, this figure have a couple of issues of quality issues. Mostly here on this part is squeezed a lot. And in fact, this figure is a change because the first Super Saiyajin 4 that I bought on Amazon, well, this part was unarticulated. It was impossible to move, and I have to make a change. Fortunately, Amazon sent me this, and well, it have still this squeezing, but is not about to break like the very first. And the fat and the butterfly joint here in that figure, well, is scrap, and the paint here. What is funny about this figure is that even on the instructions it says that the articulating this part could scratch the paint. It's just amazing, in a bad way, of course. But I really like this figure. Is the Super Saiyajin 4. And just to final comparison here, the Kamehameha charge effect here. Here is the 10 times Kamehameha from Goku in GT, and this part is the same as the the new one. Let's try to put this. It's a little tricky. Okay, so this is basically the same mold. This is red and this is blue, but the difference is that, for example, on the blue one they decide to give it to a fade, even bluish, almost white, uh, um, fade on the effect here as well. And this is just the regular, just regular red. Besides that, is just the same thing. Oops, and there we go. I'm really happy with the figure, though I have some complaints, and it's not a perfect figure, but it looks amazing, and I'm very excited to get the 100% full power Furisa, and to put it next to this figure is amazing. And once again, I want to thank everyone who's watching my video, and if you do it to this part of the video, please remember to subscribe, leave a like, of course, leave a comment down below, and activate the the bell of notifications, and we are gonna see you in the next time.